The door burst open. I looked up from my book. My husband Marcus stood there, his face twisted with something ugly, something cruel. Behind him was a woman, young, beautiful, and very, very pregnant. "We need to talk," Marcus said. My heart stopped, then started, then broke into 1,000 pieces. "Who is she?" My voice came out steady, strange, like it belonged to someone else. "This is Jessica." Marcus walked in like he owned the place. He did own half of it. We'd been married 8 years. "And she's carrying my child." The room spun. I gripped the arm of my chair. "You're... what?" Jessica touched her swollen belly, smiled. A victor's smile. 4 months along. It's a boy." 4 months. Marcus and I had been trying for a baby for 6 years. 6 years of doctors and treatments and tests. 6 years of being told I was infertile, that my body was broken, that I'd never give him children. And now this. "I want a divorce," Marcus said. No apology, no explanation, just cold facts. "Jessica can give me what you never could, a family, a legacy, a real wife." Each word was a knife, precise, deliberate, designed to hurt. "Marcus, please." I stood up. My legs shook. "We can talk about this. We can—" "There's nothing to talk about." His voice was ice. "You're infertile, Claire. What kind of marriage is that? What kind of woman can't even do the one thing women are supposed to do?" I felt something crack inside me. Not my heart. That was already broken. Something deeper. Something that had been holding me together. "Get out," I whispered. "What?" "Get out." My voice exploded from somewhere primal. "Get out of my house." "Our house," Marcus corrected smugly. "And I'm not going anywhere. You are. Pack your things. I want you gone by tomorrow. Jessica is moving in." Jessica laughed. Actually laughed. "Don't take too long, Claire. The nursery needs to be set up." They left me standing there, broken, destroyed, less than nothing. But they had no idea what they'd just done. No idea what secret I'd been keeping. No idea that in exactly 24 hours, their entire world would explode. Because I wasn't infertile. I never had been. And the truth was about to destroy them both. 6 years earlier, Marcus and I had started trying for a baby. I was 28, he was 32. We were in love. We had plans, a future, dreams of tiny hands and first words and a house full of laughter. But months passed. Nothing happened. "It's probably stress," Marcus had said. "Let's give it time." More months, still nothing. We went to a doctor, ran tests, and that's when everything changed. The doctor called us both in. His face was serious, professional, but I saw pity in his eyes. "Mr. Carter, I'm afraid the issue is on your side. Your sperm count is extremely low, near zero, in fact. Natural conception would be nearly impossible." The silence in that room was deafening. "What?" Marcus stood up. "That's impossible. You must have made a mistake." "I ran the tests 3 times to be sure. I'm very sorry." Marcus turned to me. His face was white, then red, then twisted with rage. "This is your fault. You stressed me out. You made this happen." "Marcus, that's not how it works," the doctor started. But Marcus stormed out. And for the next 6 years, he told everyone it was me, that I was the broken one, the defective one, that I couldn't give him children. And I let him, because I loved him, because I thought he needed to protect his ego, because I was stupid and young and thought love meant sacrifice. But here's what Marcus didn't know, what nobody knew. 3 years ago, I went to a different doctor, alone, ran my own tests, and discovered the truth. I was perfectly fertile. Always had been. The problem was Marcus. It had always been Marcus. And I'd been keeping that secret for 3 years. Waiting. Planning. Knowing that in time, his lies would catch up to him. Today was that day. Because if Jessica was pregnant and Marcus was infertile, then that baby wasn't his. And I was about to prove it. I spent that night in a hotel, crying, planning, making phone calls. The first call was to my lawyer. Michael had handled my father's estate. He was sharp, ruthless, exactly what I needed. Michael, I need you to file for divorce tomorrow, and I need you to demand a paternity test for Marcus's girlfriend's baby. What? Claire, slow down. What's happening? I told him everything. The affair, Jessica's pregnancy, Marcus's cruelty, and then I told him the secret. Marcus is infertile. He has been for 6 years. That baby can't be his. Silence. Then, oh my God, Claire, this is nuclear. I know. Can you do it? Can I? Claire, I'm going to destroy him. By the time I'm done, he'll wish he'd never been born. The second call was to Marcus's mother, Patricia. She had always been kind to me. She'd believed her son when he said I was the problem, but she deserved the truth. Patricia, it's Claire. I need to see you tomorrow. It's urgent. Is everything all right? You sound upset. Everything is not all right, but it will be, I promise. The third call was to my best friend, Rachel. She'd been telling me for years to leave Marcus, that he was cruel, that I deserved better. He did what? She screamed when I told her. That absolute bastard. Claire, where are you? I'm coming to get you. No, stay home. But tomorrow I need you to be at the house. I need a witness for what's about to happen. What are you planning? Justice, I said. I'm planning justice. I didn't sleep that night, just stared at the ceiling, thinking about 8 years of marriage, 8 years of being blamed, 8 years of being called broken and defective and less than. Tomorrow, Marcus would learn the truth, and it would destroy him. I couldn't wait. The next morning, I drove to Patricia's house. She answered wearing her bathrobe, confused. Claire, what's this about? I need to show you something. I pulled out a folder. These are medical records from 6 years ago. Patricia took the folder, started reading. Her face went white. This says Marcus is infertile, that he can't have children naturally. That's right. He's known for 6 years, but he told everyone it was me, that I was the broken one, the defective one, that I couldn't give him children. And I let him, because I loved him, because I thought he needed to protect his ego. But Patricia, love isn't supposed to feel like this. It's not supposed to destroy you. Tears ran down Patricia's face. I'm so sorry. I believed him. I thought you were the problem. God, Claire, I'm so sorry. It's not your fault, but I need you there today, when the truth comes out. Can you do that? She nodded. I'll be there. And Claire, thank you for not letting my son destroy someone else the way he tried to destroy you. At 2 p.m., I arrived at the house. My house. The one that my father had left me when he died. The house that Marcus had been trying to steal through our marriage. Michael, the lawyer, was already there. So was Rachel. So was Patricia. And so was someone else, a process server with papers. Marcus's car was in the driveway. Jessica's too. They thought they'd won. Thought I'd slunk away in shame. They had no idea what they'd just done. I used my key, walked in, found them in the kitchen. Marcus was cooking breakfast. Jessica was laughing at something on her phone. Domestic bliss. Built on lies. What are you doing here? Marcus demanded. I told you to leave. This is my house, Marcus. My name on the deed. My inheritance from my father. You have no right to kick me out. We'll see what the divorce lawyer says about that. Actually, my lawyer's right here, and he has some papers for you. The process server stepped forward, handed Marcus a thick envelope. Marcus Carter, you've been served. Marcus ripped it open, started reading. His face went from smug to confused to white with panic. What is this? A paternity test demand? You can't. This is my baby. Is it? I asked calmly. Because, Marcus, we both know you can't have children. You've been infertile for 6 years. So either that baby's a miracle or it's someone else's. The room erupted. Marcus started yelling. Jessica started crying. Patricia started screaming at her son. It was chaos. But I stood calm in the middle of it all. Finally, the truth was out. You lying bitch! Marcus lunged at me, but Michael and the process server blocked him. Touch her, and I'm calling the police, Michael said coldly. In fact, given that she owns this house, you're trespassing. I suggest you leave. This is my house. No, I said. It's mine. It was always mine. You just lived here.
And now I want you gone. Take your pregnant mistress and get out." Jessica was shaking. "Marcus, what are you talking about? You said you were fertile. You said we were having a baby together." "We are," Marcus insisted. "She's lying. Those records are fake." "They're not fake," Patricia said quietly. "I've seen the originals. Claire is telling the truth. You lied to everyone, including this poor girl." Jessica turned to Marcus. Her face was pale.
Pure betrayal. If you're infertile, then whose baby is this? Marcus had no answer. Jessica figured it out. Oh my God. You knew. You knew you couldn't father children, but you didn't tell me. You let me think. She stopped. Started laughing. Hysterical, broken laughter. The baby's not yours. It's David's, my ex. We hooked up once, and I thought if I told you it was yours, you'd leave your wife for me. The silence was absolute. You what? Marcus's voice was deadly quiet. I'm sorry. I loved you. I thought if we had a baby together, you'd choose me. You tricked me. Marcus looked destroyed. You lied about the baby being mine. You lied about being able to have children, Jessica screamed. We both lied. But at least I didn't torture my spouse for 6 years. They started screaming at each other, accusations flying, blame ricocheting, and I just stood there watching them destroy each other. Enough, I said. My voice cut through the chaos. Both of you need to leave. Now. This is my house and you're both trespassing. Claire, please. Marcus turned to me. I made a mistake. We can work this out. I love you. You don't love me. You never did. You loved the idea of me. The wife who would take the blame, the woman you could control. But I'm done being that person. Claire, I'm sorry. I'll do anything. Please, don't leave me. I looked at the man I'd loved for 8 years, the man who'd blamed me for his failures, the man who'd tried to shame me into nothing, and I felt nothing. The love was gone, burned away by years of cruelty. Sign the divorce papers, Marcus, and get out of my house. And if I don't, then my lawyer will bury you. He'll make sure everyone knows the truth. Your family, your friends, your coworkers. Everyone will know you're infertile and you blamed your wife. Everyone will know you cheated. Everyone will know you got played by your mistress. Is that what you want? Marcus looked at Michael, at the thick legal folders, at the evidence of his lies, and he crumbled. How long do I have? 1 hour to pack. Then I'm changing the locks. Jessica was already crying. Where am I supposed to go? That's not my problem, I said coldly. You wanted him, you got him. Congratulations. Enjoy your prize. They left 30 minutes later. Marcus crying, Jessica shaking, both destroyed by their own lies. And I stood in my house, my father's house, and felt free for the first time in years. Patricia stayed behind. What will you do now? Live, I said simply. Just live. Without lies, without shame, without someone telling me I'm broken. You were never broken, Claire. My son was, and I'm sorry I didn't see it sooner. We hugged, and for the first time since my father died, I felt like someone was on my side. The divorce was finalized 3 months later. Marcus tried to fight it, tried to claim the house, tried to save his reputation. But Michael destroyed him in court. The paternity test confirmed what we all knew. The baby wasn't Marcus's. Jessica had lied, and when Marcus found out, he dumped her immediately. Left her alone and pregnant with another man's child. I should have felt bad for her, but I didn't. She'd tried to destroy my marriage, had laughed at my pain, had called me broken. She deserved what she got. Marcus's family cut him off, his friends abandoned him, his coworkers whispered behind his back. The man who'd spent 6 years calling me defective became the office joke. The guy who was infertile but blamed his wife. The guy who got tricked by his mistress. Karma, it turned out, was very real. As for me, I moved on. Started therapy, started healing, started remembering who I was before Marcus convinced me I was nothing. 6 months after the divorce, I went on my first date. His name was Daniel. He was kind, funny, real. And when I told him about my past, about Marcus and the lies and the pain, he just held my hand and said, You deserved so much better." "I know that now," I said. We took things slow. No rush, no pressure, just two people getting to know each other. And for the first time in years, I felt hope. Real, genuine hope. 1 year after the divorce, Daniel and I got serious, started talking about the future, about marriage, about children. "I want you to know something," I told him one night. "I'm fertile, I can have children, but I'm scared. Scared of repeating the past, scared of—" "I know," Daniel interrupted, "and we'll go at your pace, whatever you need, whatever makes you feel safe. You're not worried about having kids? I'm worried about having you. Kids would be a bonus, but Claire, you're enough. Just you. Exactly as you are." I started crying, because nobody had ever said that to me before. Nobody had ever made me feel like I was enough. 2 years after the divorce, Daniel and I got married. Small ceremony, just close friends and family. Patricia was there, crying happy tears, and Rachel was my maid of honor, grinning like an idiot. And as I said my vows, I looked at Daniel and realized something important. I'd spent 8 years with the wrong person, 8 years believing I was broken, 8 years accepting cruelty as love. But I wasn't broken. I never had been. I'd just been with someone who needed me to be broken so he could feel whole. Never again. 3 years after the divorce, I got pregnant. Naturally, easily, like my body had just been waiting for the right person. Daniel cried when I told him, "We're having a baby? We're having a baby. I'm going to be a dad? The best dad." And when our daughter was born 9 months later, healthy and perfect and screaming her tiny lungs out, I held her and thought about Marcus, about how he'd called me infertile, about how he'd shamed me, about how he'd tried to break me. And I smiled, because he'd been wrong. About everything. I wasn't broken. I was strong. Strong enough to survive his cruelty, strong enough to rebuild, strong enough to find real love. And now I had proof. Living, breathing, beautiful proof. 6 months after the divorce, I ran into Jessica at a grocery store. She had a little boy with her, 4 years old, Marcus's alleged son, who'd turned out to be someone else's. "Claire," she said, shocked. "Jessica." We stared at each other. Two women who'd been destroyed by the same man. Two survivors. "I'm sorry," Jessica said finally. "For everything. For the affair, for laughing at you, for being cruel." "Why did you do it?" "Because he told me you were the problem, that you couldn't have children, that you were holding him back. I believed him. I thought I was saving him." She laughed bitterly. "Turns out we were both his victims." "What happened with the baby?" "David stepped up. We're actually together now. He's a good father, better than Marcus ever would have been." She paused. "What about you?" I pulled out my phone, showed her pictures. My daughter, my son, born 2 years after his sister, my husband Daniel, my family, my life. Jessica's eyes filled with tears. "You got everything we tried to destroy." "No," I corrected. "I got everything I deserved. There's a difference." We parted ways. Two women who'd learned the same lesson. You can't build happiness on someone else's pain. You can't find love through deception. And you can't blame others for your own failures.
That night, I went home to my family. Daniel was cooking dinner. The kids were doing homework. Normal? Boring? Perfect. "Good day?" Daniel asked, kissing me. "Ran into Jessica, Marcus's ex-mistress." "Oh, how was that?" "Fine. Actually, it was good." I realized something. "What?" "I'm glad it happened. All of it. Marcus's cruelty, the affair, the lies. Because if it hadn't, I'd still be married to him. I'd still think I was broken. I'd never have met you. Never have had our kids. Never have known what real love feels like." Daniel pulled me close. "So you're saying your terrible ex-husband did you a favor?" "The biggest favor of my life. He showed me what I didn't want, and that helped me recognize what I did want when I found it." That night, after the kids were asleep, Daniel and I sat on the couch, my head on his shoulder, his arm around me.
just being. Do you ever think about him? Daniel asked. Marcus? Sometimes, but not with anger anymore. More like pity. He spent 6 years blaming me for his problems, and now he's alone. No wife, no children, no family, just his lies and his pride. And you? I have everything. I looked up at him. I have you. I have our kids. I have a life I actually want to live. I won. Not because I got revenge, but because I refused to stay broken. Daniel kissed my forehead. You were never broken, Claire. You were just bent for a while, but you straightened yourself out. With help. With strength. Your strength. Everything else was just support. We sat in comfortable silence, and I thought about the scared woman I'd been 5 years ago, standing in her house, broken by her husband's cruelty, believing she was worthless. That woman was gone now, replaced by someone stronger, someone who knew her worth, someone who refused to accept less than she deserved. Marcus had tried to destroy me, but instead, he'd freed me to find real love, real happiness, real life. And that was the ultimate revenge. Living well. Not just surviving, but thriving. Not just existing, but truly living. Marcus got exactly what he deserved. Nothing. And I got exactly what I'd always deserved. Everything. Sometimes karma doesn't need your help. You just have to get out of its way and let it work.